Hello, 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 everyone. Let's see who is going to join us. Bear with me while I find this on the iPad. Oh, goodness gracious. Of course, I'm having some technical difficulties this evening trying to get things working right. And, par for here. Oh, hey, Kim. Glad you could join us. Excited to see you. All right. There it is. Just going to share it real quick with our friends and groups. Let's see, the VIP. And of course, our team. Okay. Everybody just know. Go through our housekeeping real quickly, and then we'll get to stamp. Oh, let's see, where's our. There it is. Okay. So first up, Paper Pumpkin. We are now in the subscription period. Everyone here in the U.S. had a fabulous, happy 4th of July. We had a picnic with my sister-in-law and a celebration of my brother-in-law's life. So we had a yesterday. Anyway, we are in July, and goodness gracious, we have until July 10th to get in the July kit. If something interests you, that's called the Hooray for Birthdays, and it is going to be birthday cards, and they will be easel stand-up style cards. You're just going to make 9 cards, 3 each of 3 designs. You're going to have holographic foil accents. You'll get cut paper pieces and printed stickers, and your colors are going to be basic: Darling Duckling, Hydrangea Hue, Melon Old Owl, Timid Tiger, and of course the ink spot is going to be that Timid Tiger. It will coordinate with the bonus dies here that you can add on to any order. As long as you are a subscriber to Paper Pumpkin, you can add the dies on, and I believe they're right around $12. I did have them. Was sweet working on my Paper Pumpkin kit, and these are the actual dies. This is a nice circle die with some stitching, and this, again, the little flowers, the leaf, and then these stems with leaves. So it just adds a little extra to your kit so you can really expand out beyond the kit contents. So makes it nice. Let's see. The other thing I wanted to make mention of, the online exclusives. We had a July drop on the 1st. This is a great drop that they did for July. As a matter of fact, as you can see, I printed several pages here. There's a lot of new product that came with July 1st. One of them being a suite called Frightfully Fun. It's all Halloween themed and really adorable with a pretty fun paper, a fun set and dies, of course, black iridescent ribbon, ghosts in black and white, and then of course there's a swirls of magic embossing folder, which is really cool, and white gable boxes. Of course, everything is available individually. You can do an entire suite, which is fun. So easy button, you get everything on. Yes. And then of course there's the suite collection, which is gorgeous. It's got all the colors, and it's of course the purple, pinks, and just a beautiful select. Again, fresh freezer ribbon, zip back blooms. There's shimmering design series specialty paper, as well as paper. So that's a fun one. The one I got in my, I did this Stitch Seasons. My friend Cindy and I are going to be featuring the Stitched Seasons suite collection in our upcoming Christmas in July class. So be on the lookout for that. Oh no. I think we're having some storms in the vicinity It's not stormy here right at the moment, but I know in the surrounding area I hear thunder in the distance, so that may be contributing to a little bit of buffering, and I do apologize for that. But anyways, we will have a Christmas in July class coming out featuring the stitch seasons. It will consist of 6 cards, and we haven't figured out everything that will be included in the class, but you'll definitely want to have that suite of product on hand if you do take the class. Lots of bundles. As a matter of fact, the bundle we are featuring tonight is the Fun for All bundle, which is part of the July release. We are featuring that tonight. And this class tonight is my free with purchase class. You place it a $40 order in my online store between now and the 15th of the month. On the 20th, I will ship out the contents of the class to you. You'll just have to have your own stamp set and inks, but everything else I will provide you. So yeah, just a real quick review of lots of fun things that did drop. You'll also notice paper snips are back. They did find a new manufacturer for our paper snips. The original paper snip manufacturer went out of business, so we couldn't get them anymore. So they were no longer in our catalog for the last year and a half, but we have them back. Product of the month. Again, reason why we're switching to the Fun for All bundle is because I was originally going to do the June online product of the month, which was the Wild Bunch, but that sold out. Usually they haven't been selling out immediately, but this one did. It didn't even make it to the end of June, so I had to pivot. So the July product of the month is this stamp set called Begonia Belle. And it's a real nice stamp set. It is a 2-step stamp, and it's got the begonias, the leaves, and then of course some filler pieces and some really nice sentiments. So again, you can grab this. If you spend $75 in my online store, you grab this for $5. And it is a steal. Okay, we are now on to the fun stuff. So, this bundle, let me find it. Here we go. It's called Fun for All, and it's this adorable little scarecrow. We have a flag. We have like a little bale of hay. We have our little crows here. We have some grass, we have a flower, we have some smiling leaves, and then we have the sentiments. This thing to crop out, fall, hey there. So thankful for you, hoping your day is wonderful. And then of course we have the coordinating dies, plus we have the corn cobs and the corn stalks, as well as this little fence. I didn't really dive too heavily into this set this week yet. Just did some really cute cards that'll be easy for a class to go, as being it's our free with purchase class, but there's so much more to dive into with the set that you may have to do this again, just to get more creative with it. But anyway, for tonight's cards, we have our first card, which is just some layering of our DSP. This is the Regals pack. Stampin' Up did change our designer series paper in our color families to 12 by 12. We were doing spice packs. Now it's a 12 by 12 pack. And I just used, this is the Page and Craze sheet, the 2 sheets of that cut into some layers. And then of course we just did a layer of the arches and put our little scarecrow on there with our hay there. I just used my 3-banner punch to punch that out and then trim it down a little bit. But you could also put the flag in his hand, and that flag, that is this flag here, will accommodate the Happy Fall Ya All and the hay there. They will fit right in there. But We kept him simple. And then, of course, I wanted to show you don't always have to use your entire full stamped image. You can cut them out and do a partial stamped image. And I just did a congratulations and the little scarecrow there. And I just thought he was really cute. Just a simple layout. He is cute, Sherry. I agree. And then we did the little crows. This is something to crow about. And again, don't have to keep that big long sentiment. We can cut it down and then just layer them in there. So you just have a quick and easy card again. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started with our first card here. I'm going to pull my packet here. So for this card, we got all kinds of pieces and parts of all sorts. I have to start with a basic black card base. This is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. So we're going to go ahead, fold on that score line, and then using our bone folder, we'll get a nice crisp edge. The crows are cute. I do agree with you there. And I will tell you, in the online exclusives, there is a stamp set that is just the crow. There it is. It's called the Raven Tail. If you're into the crows, like my mom, she loved to decorate with crows because she had the primitive decor in her home, and she used to do a lot of crows in the fall. So I kind of get nostalgic with the crows because of her. All right, so there's my card base. Then I have, first of all, let's start with our inside piece. I have a piece of basic white. This measures 5 inches by 3 3/4, and this is for the inside of our card. But before we put that in there, I am going to find, I have the little falling leaves, and find it in here. Oh, I have my Cajun Craze ink pad. And I'm just going to ink up those little leaves in Cajun Craze, and we're just going to stamp them in the corner there. And then we're going to add our adhesive. And that goes in our inside of our card just like that. So now we just have a little bit of something on the inside. Close that back up. And then I have a piece of the designer series paper. And like I said, this is from the Regals pack. And this is the Cajun Craze. And I've got these little painted stripes. And I want the white edge to be on this side. But we're going to layer that onto our card base. So again, add our adhesive. And center this onto our card base. So again, this designer series paper, this particular one with the painted stripes, this measures 5 1/4 by 4. So that goes on in the center just so. Next, I have a basic black layer that measures 2.5 by 5. And I have the polka dot Cajun craze as a layer. And this is 2.25 by 4.75. So we're going to layer these together. Just going to get these layered up nicely. That's good. And then I have another black layering piece. This is 4.5 by 2.5. And then we have another piece of the Cajun craze. This is the other side of that painted stripe. So we have more of a solid striped piece here. And this measures 4.25 by 2.25. And we will layer these two together. It's good. All right. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take these little panels that we just created, and we are going to layer them on our card front. We're just going to stagger them. So for this one, we're going to try to get 3 equal borders. Like so. And then this one, we're just going to try to get it top and bottom to be equal. And that looks pretty good, I think. Oh, you want to class with the crow? I'll have to consider that. Or raven, yeah. Oh, good, Kim. I'm so glad you did. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Okay, so we got our layers together. So then the next thing, I do have a piece of scrap basic black and basic white that we're going to cut our arches from. And we're using the everyday arches. And where's that? So using, for our black layer, we're counting from the outside in. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's the number 5. So for the white layer, we're using the number 6. So there's that. And this. And we need the baby boss. That opened up. Plates down. And black layer. Ooh. there's that one. This can go into our trash pile. And white. Okay. So there's that. And we can go ahead and put these together. So we're just going to add a little adhesive to the back of the white. And we're going to layer it with the basic black arch. Trying to get that on there straight. There we go. So now we have our arch. Next, what I had. Do that. Apparently I didn't, but that's okay. I did go ahead and stamp and color in our scarecrow ahead of time, because I didn't want you to have to watch me paint forever, or paint, color forever. But I will tell you, I used crumb cake, light and dark, on his little face. I used the golden glow to do his little straw hair and hands and feet. I used pecan pie for his hat. And then for the little band, that's done in Cajun Craze. And his shirt is done in Cajun Craze. I used blueberry pie for his little handkerchief and his overalls. And then I used mossy meadow for the grass. Pecan pie also for the pole. And I believe that takes care of the colors. Pecan pie for his little patch on his overalls. And then Cajun Craze for the patch on his hat and on his overalls as well. So that is how I colored him in. Oh, hi, Carrie. So glad to see you. All right. So we need our little scarecrow. We're going to cut him out. So now the question is, where did I put my Post-it tape? Ah, there it is. All right, Post-it tape, we found it. We get our little scarecrow all lined up. Get that so everything stays where it's supposed to. Bring back that baby boss. Oh, thank you, Kim. We are going to have to color the next card because I did not do that one ahead. We only did a partial stamp of our little scarecrow. So I figured that one would be all right. As long as we have to watch both of them be colored. All right. So there is our adorable little scarecrow. And we're just going to put that back on the magnet. And we're bringing in our card again. And we need dimensionals. So our arches are getting popped up. And that's going to kind of layer off the edge here. Like so. Then Scarecrow, he is also going to get a couple of dimensionals. He just goes in the center like so. Next, I am going to bring back this little scrap here. And we want, hey there. And I used Secret C. I just like the darkness of the Secret C, but it's not as harsh as, doing black. And I actually stamped the Scarecrow in the Secret C as well, instead of using black ink. And we're just going to stamp, hey there. Isn't it cute? I think he's adorable. Then we're going to take that 3-banner punch. This is one of my favorite punches ever. And we are going to stamp hey, or punch hey there. And I am going to bring the hey there more to the left when I punch. And you'll see why. So we're going to go ahead and punch. And then I'm going to bring in my snips here. And I'm just going to trim that down a little bit. So you don't need it to be that long. Now, like I said, you could definitely put that in that flag and die cut the flag. And it would say, hey there. And he could hold the flag, which would be cute. I just wanted to keep it really simple. I'm just going to add a little adhesive here. And this is just going to tuck right there by his feet, or the bottom of the pole. And I am bringing in, these are the rustic metallic adhesive backed dots. Okay, Kim. No worries. Why we have a replay. Okay, so we're just going to grab some of these cute little, actually, I think my putty that might actually work better on this. And right up there. All right, that concludes card number 1. Totally understand. Well, thanks, Carrie. I take that as an absolute compliment because I do love your cards when I see you creating. All right. So we are going to move right along on to card number 2, which is our sweet little congratulations card. And like I said, I wanted to see, you don't always have to use the whole image. You can certainly, well, thanks, sis. You can certainly use just a partial image. So for this card, we're going to pull a little kit here. I have a thick basic white card base. Once again, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And we are going to fold that in half, make sure our edges all line up nicely. I always fold my card with the score line, the lump on the inside and the indentation on the outside. You'll get less cracking by doing that, just a little tip. And then, of course, we use our bone folder to get a nice, perfect edge. Next up, we have a 1 inch by 5 1/4 inch piece of balmy blue. And this piece I'm going to actually emboss, and I'm using it with a new embossing folder, which did drop with our July online exclusives. It's called the Seasonal Cheer and Mini Embossing Folders. And they're so cute. You get this one here with the leaves we're going to be using. There's a candy cane, and then there's one for Halloween-ish. It's got little bats, and then these little, I don't know if they're supposed to be like little stars. Can't 100% tell, but I think they are little stars. And then bats, so for Halloween. So it covers 3 different seasonal things, and I love that they're the minis, that they go through our little baby boss. We don't have to pull out the big boss for this. Thanks, Carrie. Appreciate that. All right, so we're going to emboss our little balmy blue strip here. And again, that's 1 inch by 5 1/4. We need our baby boss. We need our number 1 plate. We're going to put our embossing folder with our paper down. And then we need the number 3 plate, because this is a regular embossing folder. It's not a 3D. If it's a 3D, you need the number 4, which is a darker gray. And I was going to show it to you, but I don't know where I stuck it. But anyway, get this rolling in there. And you do get a beautifully impressed image. And there it is. You can see those gorgeous leaves come out on there. Love them. So over here. And we're going to go ahead and add our adhesive. So we're just going to go a little bit slower rolling that on so we don't tear our paper, because our adhesive is very strong, and with the embossing it doesn't weaken those fibers, and it is easier for you to tear your paper if you go too fast. So again, we're just going to put this towards the bottom. We're going to get 3 equal borders, like so. So that goes to the bottom of our paper. And then I have here some designer series paper, and these pieces come from the mixed up melody. think it's called mixed melody, mixed up melody, something like that. I left it over there and I apologize. So I don't have the exact name, but there's some fun patterns in there. And I have this one and this one. The yellow, which is like a little daisy pattern. This is 3.5 inches square. And then the secret C pattern here. This is 1.25 inches wide by 3.5 inches long. So they're going to go on like so. So we want to try to get this just a little bit. Okay. So we're going to go ahead, add our adhesive. And I think that looks pretty decent. And then we need this to go down. And these go right up against one another. Okay, so there's our layers. Next, I have a scrap piece of basic white. We are going to grab our scarecrow, and again, using my secret C, I am just going to ink him up like so. And that's good. There he is. All right, now I got to do a little dig in here because I put all my I need to bring this up so I can see what I got. Well, that's for the crows. Let's see which one. Darling duckling, not needed for this one. Here's my ivory for his face. There's a golden glow. We need that. There's the golden glow white. We do need our blueberry bushel. Didn't use those. We use our cherry cobbler. And let's see. I think that's it. Okay. I think I got all the colors we need for him. All right, so I'm going to start with the, oh, we do need darling duckling. So we did his little hay straw in darling duckling this time. So we're going to start with our light. I don't have the best lighting over in this corner. Let me see if I can. Yeah, that helps a little bit. And I just do his little straw. Then we're going to bring in the dark, like right under his hat. Close to his sleeve. And that should take care of that. All right, I'm going to use the ivory. And for his face, I'm just coloring in. Actually, like, there we go. So his face is now all colored in with the ivory. Then I'm going to do his hat. I'm going to start with my light cherry cobbler, and we're just going to do his little patch here. And of course, his hat rim or band. And then I'm just going to use a little bit of the dark. And then just fade them out a little bit. All right. So now his hat and his shirt, I'm doing in the golden glow. So I'm going to start with my light. And I'm just going to color it in. And using the dark. Right under there where it will be shaded. And then we're going to take that light and shade that out. Okay, now his shirt. And I like to just go in, do the light. Take that dark, like right here where his tie, his chin would throw a shadow, overalls. And then again, take that light. And we're good with that. So I'm going to go back to the cherry cobbler again using the light. We're going to do his little handkerchief tie here. And then take the dark around that knot and like so. And now that looks good. And now I'm going to use the dark golden glow and I'm going to do this little patch there. I should do with little buttons. And his little patch we need for the light. Got one patch here in his overalls. There we go. So now we can just do our blueberry bushel, and I'm starting with the light. fill them in. The little waistband here. And I'm gonna stop there for a minute, bring in my darks. I don't want my ink to get too dry before I come in and do my shading here with the darker. Now we come back with that light, and we're going to do the rest of our overalls. Okay, and then those pockets. And that takes care of our coloring. Okay, so now I'm using my Stylish Shapes dies. I'm using the second die from counting from the outside in. We're using the number 2. And we're just going to place that right about there. Bring our post-it tape in if we want. And we're just going to cut him out. So again, bring back that baby boss. Plates down. Him down. Oh, hi, Rosemary. How are you? So glad to have you join us. Okay, so there is our cutie patootie. Down. That goes into our little trash pile. So now we can go ahead, add our dimensionals. Pick them up. And then that's going to go right down here in that corner, like so. Then I have another scrap. And we're going to stamp our congratulations on here. And once again, we're using that Secret C. I am going to be so sad when Secret C retires next year. I'm just going to put that out there right now because I love this as a foundation color. It's like sometimes black is just too much. And this has got the depth without the harshness of the black. I love it. Absolutely love it. All right, triple banner punch. This time, well, I really need a Post-it note. Do I have any over? Oh, I do. Oh, I need one. Here's a little trick. If your paper is a little too small, you can make a Post-it note extender. So now I want to use this second. Straight. There it is. Could have probably done a better job centering it, but it's still gonna work. Now I'm going to take a couple of dimensionals. Well, thank you. We're here every Sunday. I'm not sure where you're coming in from there, Rosemary, but we're here. I'm here in central New York. So we're just going to bring that in. We're just going to tuck that edge underneath our circle, and that's going to, so I start at 7 p.m. New York time, and we're usually here about an hour. All right, now to finish this off, I'm bringing back the rustic metallic adhesive dots because I thought these were the perfect fall. They just give a totally fall feel. So I'm going to use a bigger one. Another bigger one down here. And that completes card 2. 453 where you are. Okay. Oh, you're in California. Awesome. Okay. Is that Northern California or is that more central? Or is it Southern? I really don't know California. Okay. We are cooking. We are now on to our final card, which is, again, absolutely super simple. This is our little crows. This is something to crow about. Oh, it's in Southern California. Oh, so nice weather. You get out the sun. Here in New York, we get a lot of cloudy. Okay, so have a basic black card base, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. Gonna fold on that score line, and we're gonna make sure all those edges line up, and then of course bring that bone folder in and get a nice edge on our card. All righty, next. This is gonna be portrait card. I do have a 5 by 3 3/4 piece for our inside. So I'm just going to go ahead and add our inside piece. So we're not stamping on this one. Of course, you absolutely could. You could add more of those little leaves, add a little crow to the inside just to jazz it up, which why not? Let's just add a crow. Oh, what did I do? For our crows, I did use black memento. Couldn't find my new hybrid ink. It's here somewhere. So we're just going to stick him on the inside right there, squawking. So now our inside actually has something in there. So now I've also got a piece of designer series paper. This is from the Regals pack. Again, 12 by 12. Nice and sunny. That's always nice. We today has just been a cloudy day all the way around, but I'm not complaining about that either because the humidity has finally decreased. It's been much better the last couple of days. Earlier this week, it was like feel like 100, and the humidity was like soup. And every time you moved, you just melted. I was like, my hair was a frizzy big. Ugh, it was rough. Your curly haired friends are not okay in hot heat and humidity. Just going to point that. And of course, I run out of adhesive. Thank goodness we have one right here. I knew that was going to happen. Brought one over just in case. There we go. So anyway, yeah, it was a rough few days there. But now it's back to being more tolerable. But again, don't want to complain because then winter will be here and then I'll be really sad because we'll be in like 10 feet of snow and nobody wants to see that. Okay. There's this is the pumpkin pie shade of the Regal's pack of paper, and this is the stripes. All right, next I have a scrap of crumb cake, and again bringing that circle die. This is the number 2 die from our Stylish Shapes. We're gonna cut out so that goes there. Set this aside. And then I have here a little scrap of basic white. And let's see. I have 1, 2, and 3 crows. So we need our Memento Black. And we're going to start with Mr. Crow, who's looks like he's squawking away there. And then we need our little quiet crow. He's not saying too much. And then our you see what I just did there? I was actually going to ink up my block and not the stamp. Now I know I'm losing it. Okay, and there is our ready to fly away. Okay, so now I have, is this the right one? Oh, this is the dark. Light. Got the light basic black blend. And I'm also going to use the light golden glow. So golden glow for the beak and his eyes. There you go. And then I'm just going to bring in the black. And again, we're using the light because the dark is so dark that you kind of lose your form. Like it's just too much. The light is dark enough. Probably a good color for this would actually be your dark smoky slate. If you really want to see, the defined feathers and, the black memento really come through. But I am using the light black, so it's still pretty dark, but you still can see the stamped image through it. Doesn't get completely lost, but like I said, the dark black, if you use the dark, you will lose. It is really dark. All right, there's our birds. Now, we need our dies here. And there it is. Okay, so we're going to start with Squawker. Okay, that's pretty good. This one. And then this one. One more. Okay, so those are ready to go. I've also got a 1/2 inch wide scrap of basic white, and this is for my sentiment. This is something to crow about. And again, taking our memento black. Doing here. This is something to crow about. Set that aside, bring in the baby bus. All right. One. Two. And three. Magnets, so we're looking for them later. And bring your card back. Okay. So, first thing, dimensionals for our crumb cake circle. There we go. And then, let's see. These two little Dickens are going to get just a smidge of adhesive. So he's going to go. Come on. And of course, use blue dots. It's going to go like so. And this little guy here, he is going to get a mini dimensional. It's not mini. Where's my minis? He is going to just kind of go over the top of the two of them like so. And then for our sentiment, it's going to trim off this end. And then we're going to trim. This is something to crow about. So now everybody gets a dimensional. Or two. All right. So now this is, that's going to go right up there. Something to and that's going to go just a little bit over the top like so. They're kind of overlap just a smidge. Curl about. And again, using these rustic metallics, we're gonna add these like so. All right, and that finishes our third card. So fun, but so easy. So recap, we have our something to crow about. We have our scarecrow congratulations with our embossed little strip there. And then, of course, we have hay there. And these cards are free with a purchase. You will get the kits to create with these, to make these cards if you place a $40 order in my online store between now and the 15th. And then by the 20th, I will have everything shipped to you and you can make your own little scarecrow cards. So just a fun way to have some fun little simple crafting. Everything's cut for you. All you have to do is stamp, color, and put together. Oh, thanks, guys. Of course, Miss Kate. It is my pleasure. I love to share. Also, just so everybody, just a quick reminder, if you're on my mailing list, PDF does go out tomorrow with the instructions for these cards. The link to my mailing list is in the description of this video, whether you're on Facebook or YouTube. You can grab that link and sign up, and it will be delivered to your inbox tomorrow morning, about 9 o'clock my time. Or you'll be able to visit my blog tomorrow at the same time and grab that printable PDF. I always do a printable PDF of all the cards we create here, and those are free to grab anytime. But again, if you are on my mailing list, it does come directly to your inbox every Monday. So, all right, my friends, that is all I have for you today. I appreciate you coming to hang out. I hope you have a fabulous rest of your evening and an even better week ahead. And God willing, I'll be back next week with some more stamping fun. Have a great night, guys. Bye for now.